Hi, Josef here. During the recording of this episode, we forgot to mention what the intro and outro tracks were called. The intro track is made by Rudolph and Gang, and the song is called Here Comes Fatty Claus. The outro track is made by Slackjaw Gazers, and the title of that track is Jingle Bells, If It Bleeds, We Can Kill It. Thanks for listening, and I hope you'll enjoy the episode.
Oh, here comes Fatty with a sack of shit. Here comes Fatty with a sack of shit. Here comes Fatty with a sack of shit. And all them stinking reindeer. Well, I believe in Santa Claus, yeah, I believe that he's a prick. And though he comes but once a year, it's enough to make me sick. Him and his Christmas spirit are really a lot of bunk. I'll have to bust my ass for another year just to pay for all this junk. Here comes Fatty with a sack of shit. Here comes Fatty with a sack of shit. Here comes Fatty with a sack of shit. And all them stinking reindeer. Well, I believe in Santa, though he's got me in a mess. 'Cause I'm over the limit on my master charging my Visa and American Express. Well, I'm sweating and grieving about this money mess I'm in. He'll be up there sitting on his big fat ass until Christmas comes again.
Welcome to the Near Dark podcast on episode 13 where Santa goes to kill. Presenting our crew of killer Santas.
Hi.
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 So, how's everybody doing?
I'm good. A little tired.
I'm sick as shit.
I'm pretty good. Have you been nice or naughty this year, Ogge?
I'm always a nice boy.
Oh,
That's a lot.
Believe that when you see it.
Tiger, have you been nice or naughty?
Oh, I think it's safe to say I've been naughty.
Okay. So Billy will be coming around and finger you later on, then.
I don't know who Billy is, but he's gonna keep his finger in his hand.
And his
Okay.
axe on his shelf.
Angel, how have you been nice or naughty this year?
Oh, you don't want to know.
Sounds like somebody who's been naughty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I am going to kill Santa. He's not going to touch me. I'm that naughty.
You know, phrase like that sounds very not right. Like, you make it sound like Santa's gonna come in and molest you for being naughty.
I'll start to see pictures.
Oh god, my head. Ow. Oh god.
Well, this was one hell of a start on the episode.
Yeah. Oh god, I'm already having a headache.
Oh boy. So, are we gonna just jump straight into the first movie, or?
Yeah, let's just go.
Okay.
Yeah, but shouldn't we play the trailer first?
I was just about to say that. Here is the trailer for Black Christmas.
school girl's been murdered. Mr. Harrison's daughter is missing. And now at the house where she lives, the other girls are getting obscene phone calls.
Yeah, what I've done is I've tapped this phone so that when it rings, it'll ring at the station house, too.
There was a little girl murdered over in the park tonight. Yes, I heard. Your phone's ringing. Hello?
Hey, Mommy. Hey, baby. Baby, all right, Mommy. Hello?
Who's there?
I know you're there, nasty man. You answer me, it's me. Mommy. Come here.
Where's Agnes?
You want
What are you doing?
This is Graham. It's group 140, terminal 55.
Remember those idyllic scenes out of your childhood? Crisp winter nights, star bright, sleigh bells, crackling Yule logs, candlelight glistening off of shimmering Christmas trees, chestnuts roasting over open fires, carolers beneath snow-covered window ledges. Remember those. Remember them well. After Black Christmas, they'll never be the same again. Black Christmas, starring Olivia Hussey, Keir Dullea, Margot Kidder, and starring John Saxon as Lieutenant Fuller. If this movie doesn't make your skin crawl, it's on too tight.
The plot is about a group of sorority sisters who are celebrating Christmas holidays, but suddenly they gets harassed from a unknown prank caller. Tension starts running high as one of them, named Claire, disappears. Meanwhile, a girl, Jess, is planning on getting abortion against the will of her boyfriend, Peter. So, what did you... I'm kind of curious to what Angel thought about this movie.
Oh, yeah, I believe it's the second time I've actually watched the movie. I believe we saw it like a few years ago, me and Joseph. It was
Correct.
very unsettling, and I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it more than I thought I would. The only thing I didn't enjoy about it was the end, because that wasn't clear to me, but I give it a solid 7 out of 10 killing Santas. So, I mean, it's a good movie. I do recommend watching it.
Yeah.
I'll throw the word to Tiger.
Wow, good choice. It's like you hate me or something.
Oh, no.
I never got around to watching the movie. However, I did watch a snippet of the dead meat kill count. From what I saw, that it seemed like a good movie, good amount of variety and deaths. It's probably something I'm gonna have to watch in my spare time and give you a better opinion on. There we go. That's the word. What did you think, Joseph?
like Angel said, we saw this movie a couple of years back on Christmas Eve, and this was the second time I watched this movie. I think the movie is really good, and it really deserves the status as a classic that it has, and not to mention it is a masterpiece. It got the scares, it got some pretty horrific scenes. Like the death scene of Barb, but for some reason it also got these comedic relief scenes as well, which sort of is both good and bad for the movie itself, because I don't mind them, but at the same time I don't really think they are really necessary for the movie. Since most of the movie is pretty dark, and it got that old school gothic feel to it. I think the movie is really well acted, and the best actor is hands down John Saxon here as the lieutenant. You guys know who John Saxon is?
Doesn't say me anything really.
I don't know him either.
Tiger?
Repeat the question.
Do you know who John Saxon is?
No.
Okay. Well, he played Nancy's father in A Nightmare on Elm Street and A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. And he was also in New Nightmare and Cannibal Apocalypse and Nightmare Beach. So
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
So you guys have seen him, but well, I guess you guys doesn't recognize his name. Well, like I said, I like the movie, and I think it's a very good one. It got the scares and the thrills and so on and so forth, but at the same time, if I had to choose between watching this movie and, for example, Halloween or Friday the 13th, I'd probably sit down and watch either of those movies instead. It's a really good movie, but it's not a movie that I love and adore. I just think it's a very, very well made 70s proto-slasher. And yeah, I like it. And if I rate it, I'd probably give it a 8 out of 10, perhaps. So, okay, what did you think about it?
Yeah, I really liked it. It's pretty unsettling and disturbing. Like the phone calls, it's very disturbing. The prank calls were pretty disturbing. You know, it's like grunting and howling in the phone. And I actually like the ending. It leaves a lot. It leaves kind of a lot to your imagination. To try to figure out yourself what happened. It's
Was it sorry to interrupt, but was this your first viewing of the movie?
yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like I have a few theories of how it ended, but I'm not sure completely. It's a great horror movie, and it's not much of a Christmas movie though, except for that it takes place on Christmas, but there's like no Santa or anything. I still give it I give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10. 8 probably.
Speaking of the ending, I actually wrote down a question to you guys. If you guys understood the ending. And in the end, we're supposed to think that Yes was killed by Billy because of the ringing phone.
Yeah.
After each of the kills through the entire movie, he called. And when the camera zooms out from the house, the phone starts to ring.
Now, who the fuck is Billy?
Billy is the killer.
Would you guys consider this a slasher movie or more towards the psychological horror?
This is a slasher movie. It's a proto-slasher movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't... Go on.
Yeah, because it got all of the tropes that future slasher movies had. Like the POV shots, the stalking scenes, the killings, and the final chase scene, and the twist at the end, and yeah. A lot of the future tropes are there. It's just 6 years earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not classify it as a psychological one, because prank calls like that, so to say, is not psychological at all. They are just... I would say kills like something between jump scares and something else, because I mean, he starts screaming and making these weird noises, and if you're not prepared for it, you're gonna jump. So yeah, it's pure slasher in my opinion.
What do you think about it, Ogge?
Yeah, I think it's proto-slasher or slasher as well. The reason I asked is because the director himself said he thought it was an actual more of a psychological movie than a slasher. So that's what I...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So...
Well, we could say if he said that when the movie was new, it might have been trying to go for the more psychological horror rather than the pure slasher that it became. Because like with time, everything develops, and now we have bigger genres and subgenres and sub-subgenres. So I mean, back then it might have been a psychological horror movie, but in today's standards is a slasher.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Which of the scenes in this movie did you find most chilling or scary?
I liked mainly the prank calls. I also liked the final chase scene because it's a pretty short scene, and I liked it because it happens so fast. You don't really get to see much of anything. You just know he's chasing her and she just runs in and locks the door. And I like that because you still have no idea who the killer is. And that kind of makes it even more... That makes it even more scary, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, Billy is just basically a raving lunatic.
Yeah.
Basically. He doesn't really have any personality or anything. He's just,
Yeah, you never fully get to see him, right?
Yeah. You get a small glimpse of him just before he kills Barb.
Yeah.
But but that's basically about it.
Yeah. My initial thought when I had seen it, the ending, or as it was wrapping up, I thought it was the main character, Jess, who was the killer, but she was only imagining the phone calls. I don't think it holds up, but it could, because the first time they're on the phone, you can actually see her lips moving. I think it's her.
Well, I gotta agree. Like the thing with that, you don't get to see the killer. It brings a spookier vibe around the whole thing, and it makes it slightly scarier, not knowing who or what is chasing you, that wants to kill you, and that he's purely a psychotic killer who just kills people. That's just great.
Yeah, there's really no reason for him to do it. He's just, doing it.
Yeah, I enjoy killers who don't have what's it called, they don't have like a reason to why they kill. The bigger body count, the better the movie.
Angel, which scene or scenes did you find most chilling or scary?
The phone calls were the worst ones, in my opinion. Like, I was doing other stuff while watching the movie, but it still chilled me out. It's just like, it's very, very, very unsettling. Like, how he sounds were unsettling.
What would you do if you got those phone calls yourself?
I would just pack a small bag and get the fuck out of the house. Like, fuck this. I'm out. Because, I mean, the first thing I would think is like, this fucker's in the house. I need to get out. Because that's kind of like most things where someone is prank calling in a horror movie, they are usually in the house. So what do? You get the fuck out of it. Survival 101 with Angel. No, but I agree. Like, the phone calls are the worst part of the movie. The killings are great in their own way. And I forgot to mention like my favorite character. And I kind of gotta say the house mother, because she's an alcoholic.
Oh yeah, she's my favorite character as well. She's hilarious.
Yeah, same here.
Hiding booze in the books and in the toilet seat.
It was so nasty. Like, oh. I mean, she's brushing her teeth, and then it's like, you know what? I need some alcohol.
Need some whiskey.
I mean, it's like, like, you have brushed your teeth, and then you go to eat something, or you go to drink something, and it tastes so gross on new brushed teeth. It's like, yeah.
Which one was your favorite character, Ogge?
Probably the alcoholic lady. But I liked her because she was funny, but I also like Peter because he's kind of like you think he's the killer because he's kind of disturbed, and sometimes
he's a little bit fucked.
Yeah, he's a bit intimidating.
I just thought he was a twat ass. That's what my note says.
Twat.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
The scene. Well, I got multiple scenes that I thought was pretty disturbing and like chilling and scary. The very first phone call the girl gets in the beginning of the movie, he's just making a lot of noises and he's just raving about. And then Barb says, "You fucking creep." And then Billy responds with a really, really calm voice, "I'm going to kill you." And then he just ends the call. That's probably my favorite scene of the movie when it comes to being scary or chilling.
Yeah.
And probably the most iconic scene in the movie that I think is both scary and really good is the eye in the door sequence at the end.
Oh yeah, that was actually kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always had a pretty hard time watching a movie where eyes are staring at the viewer, and that sequence just creeps me the fuck out, and I can't. Ooh.
Yeah, you kind of get the vibe that the killer is actually looking at you when you know the movie is like 30 years old. So it's like, ugh.
Speaking of the guy Peter, I like the scene when he's playing the piano and it sounds like shit. You can see that it's unstable when he's playing it, and it's like just hammering, kind of like hammering the keys in just fury.
Yeah, he's pissed off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I really like it when he goes ape shit on the piano. Like, dude, you actually got some problems there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which scene did you guys think was the funniest scene in the movie?
I think when he has the booze hidden inside the book. Probably. It's a classic parody of alcoholics.
Yeah.
I'd probably say the part where, like, the dad of the first killed girl, kind of like, he walks up the stairs, meeting the house mother, and she's saying something, and you just look on his face. He looks so offended. It's like, yeah, I didn't find that many scenes funny, but it's like, it was amusing at least.
The scene that made me laugh out loud was the scene with the guy who's in the Santa costume. He starts the scene with "ho ho ho shit," and he ends the scene with "ho ho ho fuck." and he's just swearing constantly, even though there are like small kids around. I thought that scene was hilarious.
Lol.
What did you guys think about the revelation of the phone calls being called from inside the house?
Shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was chilling. I actually didn't really expect that. I guess I kinda did, but it was a good twist.
I actually did see it coming when they said that the house mother had a phone and her own phone number.
Exactly.
So, like, I saw it coming, but I didn't understand who the killer was at all. Like, all through the movie until now, I actually thought it was Peter that was killing people. Yeah.
Well, the calls coming from inside the house shtick is pretty. It's been in a lot of movies since this movie, but I can imagine that people were like, while they were watching this movie back in 1974.
Probably.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you pay attention what they're saying in the movie, that scene kind of falls flat. At least in my perspective, you know, because, like you said, Angel, the house mother had her own phone with her own number, and Billy was up in the attic. So, yeah.
Yeah. Also, you can't call in... also with phones like that, you can't call your own number. Because once you pick up the phone, the line is going to be busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the host mother had her own number in the room.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how he called to the sorority house phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guess it makes sense then. Kinda.
Sorting it out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
You guys have anything else to add, or?
Yeah, I actually have one more scene that. So you know this police guy who he sucks. He's worthless at his job, and the head police is like, okay, you call her. You don't mention that he is in the house. What the fuck does he do? He legit screams at her at the phone. He's in the house! Get out! It's like, how do you still have a job?
I thought that character was pretty hilarious because how stupid he was.
Mm.
What was the name Barb gave to him? Fellatio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a character from Hamlet.
Oh.
That's why the lieutenant and his colleague started to laugh at him.
In that police though, in his defense, like he tried. Like he called her first and said, okay, you need to leave the house. Why? Just do it. No, I won't. Why? And then she refused to leave. So it's like, okay, he's coming from the house. Get out now. He's dangerous. And then she just goes upstairs.
Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense.
And he literally screams like, leave the fucking house. Do not go upstairs. She's like, I'm gonna go upstairs.
That's a slasher trope as well. Like, the final girl does something she shouldn't do, but she comes out of it unscathed at the end anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cliche in slashers that the main characters are stupid at times or throughout.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else to add, or?
I think that's about it.
Yeah, same here.
Are we done with this?
Yeah, I think we are.
Okay. Alright. Let's move on swiftly to my pickdom, which is Silent Night, Deadly Night. And here is the trailer.
Was the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. You've made it through Halloween. Now try and survive Christmas. Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Christmas Eve, 1971. On the way home from their grandpa, young Billy and his infant brother Ricky witness the murder of their parents by a knife-wielding Santa. The brothers are put into an abusive Catholic orphanage ran with an iron hand by Mother Superior. Years later, the now grown-up Billy gets a job at a local toy store and tries to live his life as normal as possible. On Christmas Eve, however, Billy finally snaps when he is required to wear a Santa suit. Dressed as Saint Nick, the teenager heads back to the oppressive orphanage of his childhood to exact his bloody revenge, punishing anyone who gets in his way. Okay. The one I'm most curious to hear from is you, Angel.
Why is everyone singling me out today? Okay, I don't know if I've ever watched this one, because if I have actually suppressed it. I did not enjoy this one as much as Black Christmas.
What the
like, the body count is... Okay, the body count is pretty much the best thing in the movie. Where he just, like, runs around and kills people off left and right. That's nice. That's very nice.
Oh, nice.
But besides that, it's too weak for me. It's pretty much, you could like skip the whole story and have him run around in a Santa suit killing people. It's weak for me, so I'm gonna say like 5 out of 10 killing Santas. I don't know, I did not enjoy it as much. It took me 2 days to watch it.
Damn.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm sick, so that might be why it took so much time.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty good excuse. So
yeah.
I thought you'd enjoy this one.
Well, I enjoyed, as I said, the killings. I like a big body count.
The slasher part of the movie.
Yeah. Besides that, like, the story is boring. I did like the grandpa scene. It was slightly unsettling. But I don't know, I don't really like elderly people. They're creepy. But yeah, it's I did not enjoy it as much as I thought I would. Okay. But Ogge, I'm wondering, what do you think about the movie?
I really liked it.
Was it a first time watch for you?
Yeah, it was. I liked I liked the story, but it was never really scary or disturbing for me. It was more like at first it was pretty tragic. You know, you could see his parents get killed, and then he doesn't really get a lot of help for the trauma. So eventually it snaps, and then it's basically just a bloodbath funhouse, pretty much. Overall, I might even give it 8, I think. Yeah, it's
okay. Well, that's a pretty good.
It makes very clever use of the Christmas theme, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the best Christmas themed movie I've ever seen. At least the horror movie.
No. Okay. So, Tiger.
Tiger.
He must have. He must have fallen asleep.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this movie and I go back a lot of years. I think I saw it for the first time back in my teenage years, and since the last couple of years, it has been a movie I return to every Christmas. The movie aren't scary at all. It's just a lot of cheese. It got some boobs. It got some gore. It got some wacky dialogue. It killed Santa, and even though the acting isn't really superb all the time, I think it works here. And with a running time of around 80 minutes, it's a really quick and fun watch. Usually I prefer my slashers masked and mysterious, like the whodunit style. But in some cases, like this movie or Bill Lustig's Maniac from 1980, which are more like character studies, I think that angle works here, because I think Billy's story is actually pretty sad and tragic, and even though he does all of these awful things, it wasn't his fault that he became who he became, And I also think that the Mother Superior character is pretty much everything that I think is wrong with religion. Like, punishment is the answer to everything. Punishment is absolute. Punishment is good, and like, good for what?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I think Mother Superior might have been thinking that what she did was good for the kids, that she tried to protect them and make them, into good citizens through her beliefs. But well, everything she does made things just worse.
Yeah.
But I say it's probably my favorite Christmas movie, and it's a movie that I return to every Christmas for an annual watch. And I rate this movie 10 out of 10. 11 if I could. I just love this movie. It got its shortcomings, sure. It's a little bit slow at times, but when it kicks off, it really kicks off, and it's just good old slasher fun.
Yeah.
Have Tiger awoken yet?
Nope.
Doesn't seem like it. I'm actually gonna agree on the whole Mother Superior thing, but we also gotta go back to, this is, I believe, set in the 1980s, and, well, no, I believe it plays out in the 1970s in the beginning.
It takes place in 1971 at the beginning, and the orphanage part is set in 1974.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And the present day, quote unquote, is 1984, when Billy has grown up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the part where she is beating him. Back then, they had different beliefs. They didn't like today. They don't understand that beating a child into not being afraid of Santa and being a good child doesn't work. they don't understand that back then. And I agree, like, the whole religious thing, I really agree on that one. It's so fucked up.
But at the same time, that the nun, I can't remember what her name was, Sister something, she even tells Mother Superior that Billy needs help. And Mother Superior is just like, I'm gonna give him help. And then she basically kicks his ass.
Yeah, but here's the difference too. Mother Superior is in about her 60s or 65, 70s.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Sister is about 20, 25-ish. So she believes, like, oh, actual help talking to someone rather than beating the living shit out of him is gonna help more.
Yeah.
And, like, she already sees what's going to happen when they inform her that Billy is the new store's Santa Claus.
Yeah.
They didn't have a whole lot of understanding of, like, trauma and psychology and stuff back then, so... But I agree. I agree on that. It's kind of like more of a kind of character study. It's never really. It never gets like scary or intimidating. It's more.
No.
It's more of a sad story.
Yeah. You could also watch this movie as a very, very dark and black comedy.
Yeah.
You know, the concept with a guy drawn over the edge in his Santa suit. Like,
yeah.
It's pretty silly.
Yeah, it is.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, you could see it as a sad story with a misunderstood child who pretty much is driven insane by seeing his parents getting killed. And no one actually helping him through his PTSDs.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You mentioned it already, Angel. The scene with the grandpa. What did you guys think about that scene? I can go first, so you know what I'm talking about, or asking about. I wonder if that whole scene is just playing out in Billy's head. Since the old man is basically catatonic, and then all of a sudden, when no one is around but Billy, he starts to talk, and in a really, really sinister way. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah. I mean, that could make sense because they never really do a whole lot of it afterwards. Like the parents just shrug it off.
Yeah.
I like the scene because that set me up into thinking. That got me thinking that it was gonna be more of like a whodunit slasher. That it was like some evil Christmas ghost or something that was going to kill them. But it turns out it was a completely different movie. And that really surprised me when that killer came.
The robber.
Yeah.
In the Santa suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of conflicted because I didn't pay too much attention to the movie. But yeah, it kind of seems like he is having like the whole grandpa thing in his head and not actually have his grandpa talking to him. Because I mean, who would sit all like non-functioning, pretty much dead inside when there's children and their children's wife or husband and children's children, whatever, comes over to visit? just tend to spook the child and just be like, Santa is going to get you because you're naughty. It's like, that's weird.
If Santa's coming, you better run, boy. You better run.
Mm.
I think he says.
But he did run.
Yeah, well, he did what Grandpa told him to do.
Yeah, run, motherfucker, run!
In sort of a way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Grandpa was right. Just not in the way you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But still, it could be in Billy's head, and there's really no explanation to that scene. It just is there, you know.
Yeah.
That makes me think that Billy was born with a psychological
disorder.
He was a disorder. Thank you. That he was born with a psychological disorder, and that when his parents were killed, that sort of made things
triggered everything.
Yeah, it started. It made the gears to start to tick, so to speak.
Yeah, it made it way worse, pretty much. Yeah.
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 It started to kick everything off, and when he was at the orphanage, it just got even worse.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense than anything else that he just, has a disorder and he just imagined that scene. Like he was already afraid of Christmas, and then, his parents died, and then the orphanage, and then he was forced into wearing a Santa suit.
Yeah, and he saw his co-workers doing quote unquote naughty things, which made him finally snap.
Yeah.
Yeah, like here we have Mother Superior again, making things worse with.
Yes, sex is naughty, and if you're naughty, you have to be punished. Punishment is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, she did not help a lot.
No.
Okay, she had good intentions, but she fucked it up too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. that was a
How's it going?
that was a pretty good description of the whole situation.
Basically, she fails in psychology.
Well, not to be that one who's done, but she believes in God, so.
Yeah.
That's really rude of me, I know, but that's how I see it.
Yeah, same here.
I'm not saying that anyone has to believe what we believe, but that's my opinion. Believe whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. Be happy with yourself.
And Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I got another question for you guys. Which is your favorite kill of the movie?
I have my favorite one is where there's this bullies stealing some I don't know what's called. Some sleds. And the last bully riding down the hill gets his head chopped off. He's like, surprise, motherfucker! That was hilarious. And like, yes, that's a good kill.
If I were the bully, waiting for him to come down, and suddenly he comes down with his fucking head chopped off, I would freak the fuck out.
Well, his friend did freak the fuck out. I think that scene is priceless. His reaction is like...
Yeah, that's probably what you would do.
That's actually one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie.
Yeah.
Which kill did you think was which kill was your favorite? Okay.
Probably the sledge scene.
Okay.
Also, I kind of liked where he impales the girl on a deer.
Yeah, Denise.
Yeah.
That's my favorite kill of the movie. She's played by Linnea Quigley, and she was pretty prominent in a lot of B movies during the 80s. She was in Return of the Living Dead, among others. And she always shows her boobs, and she always dies.
Okay. That's a career.
Yeah.
Yeah. A scene I disliked was when the police shot the wrong Santa.
I thought that scene was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. And also the scene after when he's arguing with the mother. He was like,
Mother Superior.
Yeah. He was like, I'm sorry, okay. Well, you know, what can I do? Fucking guy was dressed as Santa. And then when he says he's gonna... The first thing he does after when he's gonna like patrol the house is to take the fucking gun out again. Like that guy, he doesn't give a fuck.
Stone Cold Killer.
Yeah. You don't want to go near there dressed as Santa. That's for sure.
Gets 2 bullets in the back.
Yeah.
Oh no! He shot him 3, I think, 3 times.
Yeah, 3 or 4 times actually. And I mean, like, traumatizing all the children out there. It's just like, nah, they're fine. They're not gonna get PTSD from this.
By the way, you know the kid that gets splashed with blood from the Santa the cop shoots? That's Ricky. Billy's younger brother.
Oh. Ah. That makes sense. Because he's the... Yeah.
Because...
at the end, that kid also starts saying naughty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it leaves the doors open for a sequel, and that's something I didn't like.
I always liked the ending of this movie, because it ends pretty abruptly, and then it's just like naughty, and then the theme song comes on.
Yeah.
Too bad we got part 2 instead. I won't go into any of the sequels, but part 2 is really bad. It's basically 75% of the first movie and some added scenes to make up a quote-unquote new story. It's really terrible.
Oh.
I'm not surprised.
That's a shame, considering it was a very clever way to open for a sequel.
Yeah. But I think it was about... It was just about saving cash.
Yeah.
He's just milking the franchise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Actually, a scene I kind of enjoyed in the movie is where the boyfriend comes up and is like, oh, is she fucking joking with me, blah, blah, blah. It's like looking at the door where someone has broken in.
Yeah, the door's like, no more.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, you joke with your boyfriend by breaking the front door. that's a clever joke, especially in the mid of December.
I think it's actually on Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah, it's probably something like that. Well, yeah, it gotta be because the day after when he arrives at the orphanage, they are giving out presents. Yeah. And I mean, how could he not hear his girlfriend being killed? She screamed pretty goddamn loud.
Well, the door was closed.
Were the door like 2 meters thick or something?
Must have been. The whole room were soundproof.
Oh, that was why they were banging downstairs.
It was not like a ninja kill either. He just lifts her up and slowly paces her.
And they basically demolished the whole house before he did that as well.
Yeah.
Another thing with that scene I thought was pretty hilarious is that Denise is topless, but she puts on a pair of very, very short and tight jeans shorts when she's gonna go and let the cat in. I mean, what's the point?
You gotta show the neighborhood some titties.
Yeah. I've always found that sequence of the movie like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and kind of like, who the fuck wears that short shorts during winter?
Yeah, in the middle of the winter. It doesn't make any sense.
No, sure, like everyone or most people has pants they walk around with at home, but I don't think, like, most people have sweatpants or loosely sitting clothing, not something you pull up your ass.
Oh yeah, the last thing I've written down here is the scene when Mother Superior tries to make Billy sit in Santa's lap. And the whole thing ends with Billy knocking the guy out.
Yeah, I have a note about that too.
I just love that scene. The guy's like, what the hell is wrong with that kid?
Billy's fucking strong, man.
Yeah, I mean, what is he, like 8 maybe, and he knocks out an adult?
Yeah.
As a holy shit.
That's one hell of a punch.
He's secretly the Hulk's child.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been like a box or something. He would have just... He would have dropped Rocky Balboa with one punch.
Would have destroyed Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, and Ivan Drago in the same round.
With the same punch.
Yeah.
And another scene, coming back to the house there, he gives the little sister a box opener. I'm like, okay, here it is. Does the movie follow the rule with not killing children? And then I mean young children, because that's kind of somewhat a rule in.
Well, Billy asks her if she's been good or naughty, and she replies with good, and he asks all of the year, and she nods, and that's why he gives her the box opener. But that sequence in that scene is pretty, somewhat suspenseful. You the first time you watch the movie, you don't really know what he will do.
Yeah, I was like, okay, he's gonna kill the kid. He is gonna break the rule and kill the kid.
Yeah.
But there was like, what? Okay, well, fine.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna kill her at first. But then when it just started saying that she was good and like all of the year, I was like, okay, thank God.
I love her reaction. She's like, huh?
Yeah.
She doesn't even react to that it's blood on the box cutter either. It's like, yay, I got a weapon!
Yeah.
I actually also like the scene where he comes into the orphanage and Mother Superior is sitting in a wheelchair and just like what's she gonna do? She can't body block the children or anything. She can just sits there and like God will protect us, pretty much.
I think she says Santa Claus isn't real. She says that to Billy.
Oh yeah, she repeats it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, I think he is either going to put down the axe or he is gonna swing it at her just as they kill him.
Well, he's there to kill Mother Superior. Because basically because she has treated him like shit. So
yeah.
Okay, I got a last question for you guys about this movie. Which is your favorite character?
It has to be Billy, but that's kind of a bit cheap. I'm gonna go with the police who shot the deaf Santa.
Yeah, the priest.
Yeah, just because he doesn't care about anything.
Whatever.
Yeah. What was I supposed to do, man?
Yeah, well, he did it with good intentions. Like, he wanted to save the children because he thought it was, like, the killer Santa. So, it was good intention by killing him, even if it was wrong. Mine gotta be the sister, actually, because she had very good intentions. So, yeah.
Okay. My favorite character of this movie is Mr. Sims! The store owner.
Oh, yeah.
He got some brilliant quotes. I actually picked two quotes that he says during the movie. One is 7 o'clock, it's over, time to get shit-faced! And a couple of minutes later, there are a scene where everyone is partying, and Mr. Sims talks to Billy, and he says, by the time this party is over, you'll think you are Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Which, that line just cracked me up.
Yeah, same here. That's like the last thing you should say.
Yeah. I like that character. I've always liked him.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have anything else to add to my pick, or
No.
we're done?
I think we're done.
Yeah.
Okay. So, before we move on to the third movie, we're gonna take a short break, and we'll play the theme song of Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is called Santa's Watching. We'll be right back.
Santa's watching, Santa's waiting, Christmas Eve is slowly fading. Can you hear him in the night? Close the door, turn out the light. Santa's watching, Santa's creeping, now you're nodding, now knows if you've been bad? There might be a treat for you in Santa's bag of toys. But Christmas won't be fun and games for naughty girls and boys. Santa's watching, Santa's waiting, everybody's celebrating. Did you do your best this year to let now? 'Cause Santa's here.
Okay, we are back after some technical difficulties, but we're here and it's Tagger's turn to talk about his movie. Tagger, take the word.
Hey. What?
You're introducing your movie.
Oh, right. My pick
I got a
was-
question for Tagger before he presents his movie.
Can I at least say the title of the movie first?
No. Denied.
Denied.
Fine. What's your question?
Have you slept well?
Okay, so my movie is Santa's Sleigh. starring Bill Goldberg as Santa.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the trailer for Santa's Sleigh.
Grandpa, I want the truth about Christmas.
If it's the truth you want, then it's the scary truth you're gonna have.
According to the Book of Claus, Santa, Satan's only son, lost a bet and was forced to spread Christmas cheer. But now, all bets are off.
Santa?
Yes, there is a Santa Claus. Ho, ho, hoes.
Santa Claus is not a myth or a legend. He's real. Only he's not bearing gifts and presents anymore.
Christmas can sure scare the dickens out of people.
He's scary yet educational.
I'm just trying to spread a little Yuletide fear.
Are you saying Santa is offing everyone who's naughty and nice?
Nicholas shot him!
You shot Santa?
Run away! Santa's on the loose!
This holiday season,
Ho, ho, ho!
lock your doors, bolt the windows,
Oh, Grandpa got run over by a reindeer.
Everyone stand back. Things are about to get a little messy.
and block the chimney. 'Cause naughty or nice, Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa's Sleigh.
Go ahead, kid. Let's see what Santa got you.
I hate children.
Santa, our lovable, jolly, red-suited man who bears presents to good boys and girls, is actually a devil who only spreads good cheer due to a bet he lost. Now that his 1,000 years are up, he's back and ready to deck the halls with the insides of every man, woman, boy, and girl, naughty and nice. And it's up to Nicholas Yulson, his girlfriend Mac, and his crazy grandfather to stop Santa's rampage and save the world. I'll be honest, watching this movie, I think the second or third time around, it's a good Christmas like slasher. I guess slasher. I don't really know what.
It's sort of a slasher. It's not a pure slasher movie, but it leans towards the slasher genre.
I don't really know what to categorize this as. I'm just gonna call it. Just gonna call it a Christmas slasher for
the sake of
better or
being
worse.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta flick in though. I don't believe Santa in this movie is the devil. I believe Satan and the devil is the exact same person. He is, if I remember right, Satan's son, since Jesus is God's son.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the only reason why I even really go back to watch this movie is because of Bill Goldberg.
Because of his bushy beard.
Because of his bushy everything.
Ooh,
he
Tiger's
plays a fat
into
man.
bears.
He plays a fat man in this movie. Bushy everywhere. And maybe like a few of the other like one-off characters like Fran Drescher and
James Caan.
I don't know who that is.
That's the old guy in the beginning of the movie. And Rebecca Gayheart, who's in Urban Legend and Scream 2.
Right, she was the one who screamed, but Santa, I've been a good girl after.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, they do good in their parts.
And you got I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but Chris Kattan. He's in A Night at the Roxbury House on Haunted Hill, the remake from 1999, and Undercover Brother, and he's also the Prime Minister in Sharknado 5.
I've never seen any of those movies, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
I advise you to not
Haven't you
watch.
seen Undercover Brother?
What?
Haven't you seen Undercover Brother?
I haven't seen that movie in ages.
Oh.
No, I was
too bad. It's too bad that that movie is a comedy.
I know. I love it to death. I just haven't seen it in forever.
No, I will strongly advise you to not watch any Sharknado movies, but go to YouTube and watch Santa Shark and Baby Shark. That's some good shit.
Piss off, Angel. Piss off.
Oh, you love me. Especially when I'm drinking.
I give this movie about 7 or 8 carolers out of 10. I really liked it. It's just not as entertaining the second or third time around. Like I said, I only watched it for some of the actors I liked. What about you, Josef?
Like you, I've seen it a couple of times, and from what I can remember, I basically started to cry of laughter the first time I watched this movie. And like you said, it isn't as funny as the first time you see it, and well, I like it, but you know, around 50 minutes in or so, it starts to, you know, it's the same thing. They basically hammer the yolks into the ground the last 30 minutes or so.
I will admit, I really enjoyed the running into the ground of the cock joke when Nicholas is at the police station.
The biggest selling point of the movie, which I think is Bill Goldberg, and it's not because of his bushy beard. I actually always liked him as an actor. Ever since I saw Universal Soldier: The Return, where he plays one of the Unisouls.
Well, I mean, he's a damn good actor, just based off his WWE personality.
Yeah.
It's just, I think he's the reason why I would even watch WWE as a child. Him, Steve Austin, and maybe Triple H, but he probably did the best work out of anybody there.
I never watched WWE, but I know that Mr. Goldberg were and is a part of that. So, if I give it a rating, I would say probably 7 out of 10, perhaps.
7 out of 10 dead carolers.
Yeah. What do you think about it, Angel?
I thought it was hilarious.
Was it a first time watch?
Yeah, never heard about the movie before this. I really liked Santa. Especially like how he just like walks around town killing people left and right without actually caring if they've been good or bad. He's like, you get a kill, you get a kill, you get a kill. Yeah, hilarious, amazing. I really like the grandfather, but I think that's mostly because he reminds me of Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I kind of like how he's a little bit bonkers and everyone thinks he's insane. But yeah, I thought it was hilarious. The last part was not so fun. It was kind of like, what the fuck? They took a...
Yeah, they hammered the jokes into the ground.
Yeah, like they took... Like the first part is really, really funny to watch, and there's almost something happening all the time. And then it's just same old, same old. It's like... they could have stopped it at like 60 minutes.
I think the movie is best while you follow Santa.
Yeah.
Like, he's the whole selling point of the movie.
Yeah, like, he's almost always doing something. He's almost always doing something funny. The kid that the movie is, like, the hero, so to say, he's just boring. Yeah. He's like the average teen from a high school movie that has a crush on a girl and... Oh, surprise, surprise, in the end he gets the girl. Who cares? Like, I would rather see him actually being killed than getting the girl.
That would have been one hell of a twist.
Uh-huh. But, yeah, I'd say 6 dead carols, actually. Because if it would have been funny all the way... then it would have gotten a 7, but because of the end part, it just gets a 6.
And we're supposed to ask Ogge what he thinks about the movie, but because he's missing in action, we
got
can't.
Killed by Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got killed by Santa, by Mr. Goldblum.
Yeah.
Mr. Goldberg.
Yeah, he came with his mighty beard and just like struck him down. Dead boy.
Yeah, whipped him.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have any scenes you want to discuss?
Yeah. At the Jewish shop where he is like, happy holidays, to be very neutral. The old lady is gold. She's amazing. She's oh my god. Like yeah, that's gonna be me when I'm getting old. Like, I'm gonna flip people off and tell them to go fuck themselves.
I love that the shop owner wishes her a Merry Christmas, and she's responding with "Thank you, go fuck yourself."
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
And on her way out, she says, "What a fucking whore." Mary. It's just so uncalled for.
Yeah, I didn't see the "go fuck yourself" part. It was just so funny, and I was watching it while talking to my boyfriend, and he was like, "What the fuck is going on?" It's like, oh god, it was so good. And jumping.
The scene that follows is brilliant as well when the old hag is driving all over the road.
Oh, yeah.
And Santa catches up to her and basically fucking rams her off the road. I think that scene is just brilliant.
Oh yeah, and, like she can barely see over
The fucking steering wheel.
Yeah. She's just looking up like, what the I can see shit. But she keeps to the road. Like, she does keep to the road, even if she's back and forth between the lanes. Yeah, and I love the part where Santa is, he goes into the whorehouse and start fimping off.
It's a strip joint.
Pretty much same shit, really. Pay them enough and they become whores. Sorry, not sorry, that's the truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
The more you know.
No, it's like, I love that part, just like starting fimping off whores left and right for no reason.
Yeah, I like the strip joint scenes as well. Yeah.
No, I lost my notes because of technical difficulties, and I didn't bother rewatching the movie. So, like, all my notes are gone. But that's like the two parts I remember that I wrote down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, things happen.
Yeah. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Life goes on.
Should have watched the movie again and gotten your notes back. I'm ashamed of you.
Says the guy who barely watched the movies.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Did any of you guys notice that one of the cops' name was Dick Sucker?
I didn't hear what you said.
Did any of you guys notice that one of the cops' name is Dick Sucker?
I think I might have noticed it if I actually were paying more attention, but no, it doesn't ring a bell anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
And one of the other...
I don't remember seeing that guy's name.
And one of the other cops' name is Captain Colk. But if you say it fast, it becomes something else.
Yeah, I remember Cock and Bush. I think that was probably my. I think those were probably my favorite scenes. Just the back and forth between Nicholas and the cop and the cop for the cock joke. But murder-wise, I really loved the strip scene. Actually, no, I'm lying. I think my favorite kill would have to be the guy who tries to mug Santa. And, he just stands in front. He sits in front of the body as the little girl and her I think it was a little girl and her parent just like walks by. It's just like trying to wish her a Merry Christmas before he turns around and goes back to finishing off the mugger and then tossing his body into the waste receptacle.
Which were your favorite kill, Angel?
Well, since I actually don't remember that well, but gotta almost be the Jewish guy, because that's the kill I remember best, or where he throws like a fucking hand grenade into the strip joint, or whatever it's called.
It's a bit of coal.
The coal where he heats up the coal and just like, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit.
My favorite kill were either the old hag who gets rammed off the road just because of the whole scene, or the guy in the strip joint who gets a pickaxe in the head, which I thought was just hilarious.
I don't know. I kind of like the guy who got electrocuted a lot more than the pickaxe to the head.
Yeah, that was also a great kill. Which were your favorite character in the movie?
I think he's talking to you.
Oh. Thought I already said.
I asked both of you.
Oh.
I think we already went over our favorite kills.
Characters.
Oh.
You need to wash your ears, boy.
Oh, you cut out like crazy.
I do?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Out of my internet connection. Its voice server is fucking shit.
Which is your favorite character, though?
Favorite character, hands down, Santa. Favorite civilian would probably have to be. I want to say the priest, but he's pretty shitty all around.
He's an asshole.
Yeah. I would have to say my favorite character, favorite non-killer would have to be Mac's brother. Especially at the end where he's just like, oh yeah, I used to be his altar boy. Everybody just gives him that look like, are you fucking retarded? You know what an altar boy is?
Well, I have two, and it's the grandfather. Just because he reminds me so much of Christopher Lloyd, and the nasty old woman in the beginning. I aspire to become her when I'm old. Yes, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Hopefully you don't aspire to die the way she did.
Oh no! But I am going to drive like her when I become old. Wow. I just need to become way shorter than I am already. I just need to become very much shorter than I am right now.
My favorite characters are hands down Santa and Mrs. Talbot, the old hag.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any quotes you liked from the movie?
No, not really. Besides the Merry Christmas and go fuck yourself. That's the only good one for me, like.
Tiger?
Don't think there was one. Oh, no, I'm lying. I think my favorite quote would have to be when Santa first enters the strip joint and he just says, ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, that's pretty brilliant. My favorite quote is when Santa is driving the ice cleaner towards Nicholas and Mary, and Nicholas starts to shine the lamp into Santa's face, and Santa's like, I'm Santa Claus, not fucking Dracula.
Oh yeah, that was amazing too.
Okay. Are we finished with this one, or do we have anything else to add to it, or?
I actually have one question for you guys. Do you think this movie should get a sequel?
No.
No. No. Because I think it doesn't need a sequel, to be honest. And since they basically rammed the humor down into the ground the last 30 minutes, you know. I don't know what they would do in the sequel either. What do you think about it, Tiger?
I was kind of rooting for it to have a sequel, but at the same time, I agree with
because of the bushy beard.
Maybe. At the same time, I do agree that that most of the jokes that they planned out ran into the ground, and it's be kind of confusing as to what they would even do for the next one.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we move on to the fourth and final movie then?
Nah, let's skip it.
Okay. Let's say goodbye to the people.
No.
Everybody.
Let's all hold hands together and sing Santa Shark.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
No thanks. I'm good.
Okay, I couldn't find any trailer for Deadly Little Christmas, but we got a snippet from it with some, from one of the scenes. Enjoy.
Devin, your therapist and I have been working very hard at trying to help you. You have to let go. Only you can help yourself, Devin. I've been doing everything I can to help you, and I will stand by your side, my love. But you have to dispel the anguish from your heart. Please, talk to me. Say something, anything. Please, talk to me. What's going on inside you, child?
Give it!
I know you hate me. And I know you blame me for putting you in here. But you're in here to get well. You are not well, Devin. You are not well. You're here to get well. Devin, you're hurting me. Stop it. Let go of my hand.
And that's only because Joseph didn't want to reenact the movie for a trailer. Shakes head.
What?
No. Okay, so my pick is Deadly Little Christmas from 2009. One Christmas, a little boy loses it and kills his father and the family's housekeeper. He is put away and all is well until the 15th anniversary of the brutal murders, when he escapes from the sanitarium that has locked him away for a long time. Now the only thing he wants is another Christmas massacre. So I guess I'll start out with what I think. It took me a whole day to watch this movie. Not because it's long, because it was painful to watch it. I got a few movie recommendations or like whatever from my boyfriend, and this was something that like pick me, and I'm like, why not? Sounds like a good movie. And here I was hoping for an actual massacre like Jason or something, and I got disappointed. I didn't like this movie at all. No. It doesn't get a rating. It's that bad.
It's just a no out of 10.
I sat down willingly to watch this, and I regret it with all my heart. Oh god. Tagger, what did you think? Because I've already been talking with Joseph behind the scenes.
I'll be honest, I couldn't really enjoy it. I sat through it, but it was just boring. Everything just felt. I feel like everything in the movie just felt forced for the sake of making a movie. But no, never again. Fuck you for making me watch it. Fuck your boyfriend for recommending it to you. Just never let something like this happen again. We sat through Blodaron, I think it was called. I don't want to say
Yeah,
another.
Blood Autumn.
Yeah, the
I want to
Bleeder.
do another one of those.
Yeah,
Just no thank you.
thankfully I had a mental breakdown during the recording of The Bleeder, so I didn't have to sit through that pain. I guess this is payback.
I was thinking that we could do a remake of that episode later down the line. So
Okay, guys, I'm leaving the podcast. Thanks for this time. Bye. So, what do you rate this movie, Tiger?
I'm just gonna give it a negative 1 million out of 10.
Oof. Yeah, Josef.
Okay. I said it before and I say it again. I can cope with bad acting, bad effects, a bad script, and, overall a really trashy movie. But what I can't cope with is boredom. And this movie was so fucking long and boring. Jesus Christ. The script is written by Captain Obvious, and if you haven't lived under a rock for the last 40 years, you'll probably figure out who the killer is in about 10 minutes in.
Damn, I've been living under a rock then. It took me like half the movie to realize who it was.
The acting in the prologue is horrendous. I don't think any of the actors could act their way out of a life-threatening situation, even if they try.
The question there is, though, would they deserve to live?
No. And I think it gets a little bit better after the prologue has concluded, but not much. The effects looks like shit, and the whole movie just reeks with low budget. Not that I'm against low budget movies, absolutely not, but it's just, it's just bad. It doesn't have any entertaining values in it whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, like, a movie can be bad, but it can be funny bad.
Yeah. This movie was just a big snore fest.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I would rate this like 0 out of 10. It's not the worst movie we've covered, but it's far from the best. So.
I'm gonna start off with a few comments. You can hit me up if anything sounds.
Yes.
No, I mean, Tiger, I don't know if you have siblings, but in the opening scene, when the siblings are playing around, that's fucking bullshit. Siblings don't play like that. I mean, me and Joseph, we're siblings. We never played like that.
Are you sure you remember?
Yeah, I would fucking remember it if he was nice to me as a child.
Hey!
No, but I mean, like, siblings don't play like that. It's fucking bullshit.
Well,
like, yeah.
There's 9 years between you and me, so.
Yeah, but
if it would have been like 1 or 2 years, it'll probably be a bit different.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
But anyway, wow. Oh boy.
Like, something I really noticed. And, okay, everyone knows by now I like picking apart movies. But, like, the little kid, I think it's the youngest one or something, says thanks. The audio is so off.
Yeah, the dubbing is just atrocious.
Yeah, it's like they put in the thanks like 30 seconds before she even thinks about saying thanks. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I can deal with a bad movie. I can deal with a boring movie. I can deal with a movie that pisses on me while I'm watching it.
Okay.
And I sure as hell can't deal with sub that isn't good. It's triggering. And acting overall with the kids. Like, okay, kids aren't good actors in general. They aren't. But these kids... Fucking hell, I can ask my neighborhood kids if they want to act in a movie and they would act better. Like, fucking hell. And I gotta say what we probably all think. This is a bad, like, copy of Halloween, but they put it on Christmas. And he has younger siblings. Because that was all I thought.
I didn't think about that, to be honest. I guess I was so bored with the movie.
Yeah, because, you know, like, he goes in, he kills his dad and the housekeeper, and comes out with the knife exactly how Michael comes out in the first Halloween movie.
Oh, I didn't think about that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's something that hit me straight up in the face as he comes out. I'm like, yeah, this is a bad copy. I even look like while I was looking up things about the movie, I've seen a lot of people saying the same thing. Okay, we all already knows that the movie is bad, but I mean, when he stabs the housekeeper in the back, you can see that it's a pullback knife. It's like, it's a plastic knife that when you press it to something, the knife goes in again. The blade goes into the knife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a stage knife.
Yeah. And I mean, come on. It's 2009. They even did a better job in the 80s.
Agreed.
And I don't have to take everything I've commented on, but Devin, the child, who is the killer, he looks like a 15-year-old emo kid when he's in the psych ward. Like, that's how, like, when I was in high school, emo kids in my age looked like that. Maybe a slightly darker clothing, but still. And when he gets this, like, freak out, he looks like a 5-year-old throwing a tantrum because he didn't get the candy bar at the store.
Which scene are you talking about now?
He's kind of like sitting in this white room on a chair, and he kind of like grabs the chair and
Yeah, I thought that scene is taking place in a corridor. It looks like it.
Yeah, I thought it's like a storage room, white painted storage room. Overall, the acting from everyone's side feels very forced and very stale. And I mean, you can see that no one of these people have acted before. Even the big names, or quote-unquote big names in the movie, are acting bad.
Well,
yeah.
Felissa Rose, her first role were Angela in the 1983 slasher movie Sleepaway Camp.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you will. It's actually really good.
I hope so. As long as a lot of people die, so I'm happy.
It'll be picked later down the line.
Yeah. So without actually pulling out another 30 minutes of me jabbering on about this movie, Tagger, take the word.
I just could not tolerate this movie. There's no upside to it. There's no silver lining. There's nothing I could see that was great about it. And now I give the word to Josef.
You don't. Okay, thank you. I got a couple of scenes that I picked out just because to have something to talk about. The scene you talked about, Angel, when he's sitting on that chair, I found that scene pretty hilarious because, for one thing, he breaks the chair, and the orderly who tries to sedate him is pretty funny as well because the whole fighting scene is just so unenergetic and badly acted. So I started to chuckle.
Actually, what you said about it looking like he sits in a corridor kind of fits in there, because when the medical dude kind of runs up to him, it does look like he's running through a corridor and then kind of like just throws himself on him.
Yeah. I think it's a bit curious that it took until the next day before the institution started to search for Devin.
Yeah, as fast as a patient is missing, they should start searching the perimeters and then start like going outwards in a circle.
Yeah.
They just didn't care enough.
Something that tipped me off that Devin wasn't the killer was because of the killing of the nerds outside of the institution.
Mm.
And then a bunch of orderlies gets killed in the institution. I mean, why would Devin return to the institution just to kill some more people and then continue on with the stalking of his mom and sisters? It just doesn't make any sense.
You know, he had a beef with one of the guys at the psych ward, and he was like, had to come back and kill them and then continue on with what he was doing, you know?
Well, that's
like, you don't fuck with Devin.
Why didn't he just kill him on his way out then?
I mean, he needed to run away and then come back, because then no one would suspicion being back, kill them because no one fucks with Devin.
Okay.
Yeah. You
Let's
gotta think logically
things.
here.
Yeah, logical. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, you're asking the wrong person to think logically here, Angel.
Alright, yeah, we established that he doesn't have a brain.
Hey!
Hi!
The scenes when they are performing the play is 10 out of 10, would watch it again. I think there were really no point in Mary killing anyone else when Devin escaped the asylum as well. I mean, she had killed those who wronged her, so why bother killing more people?
Because everybody wronged her. Everybody deserves her wrath.
Okay.
Well, I mean, well, she's killing men mostly because, I think something snapped in her head when her husband fucks the housekeeper. And then she kind of like sees all males as something bad. And that's why she blames Devin rather than taking the blame herself, putting him away. Then she doesn't let the sisters come see him at all.
Mm.
So they never establish like they never bond with him as siblings. He is pretty much just a stranger to them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I mean, you probably have a very weak stability or whatever to say when you totally flip the shit out when your husband fucks someone else and then starts murdering mostly males. I don't think she ever kills a woman.
Besides the housekeeper, you know?
Yeah. Well, the housekeeper is pretty much only because she's fucking her husband.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, it's pretty much just males getting slaughtered left and right.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I didn't think about it until the end of the movie, where she kind of like acts like men are unpure and whatnot, and goes like really psycho bunkers. I didn't realize that she was the killer until about halfway through the movie, because I understood that it wasn't Devin.
Yeah.
I thought it was the older sister, because she was sitting at the window staring out at him when he was coming out. And I mean, such a thing as seeing someone covered in blood can make you snap, but it's fairly unlikely.
Yeah. Well, the reason I fingered the killer was because Felissa Rose was the only big name, like, you know, quote unquote big name in the movie. Her character were in the movie in the beginning, and then she basically vanished through most of the movie. So yeah, that's how I fingered her.
But you know, it's good that you finger it, because you never should fuck crazy.
Okay. Tagger, did you finger the killer?
No, I didn't finger the killer because she's a girl. I don't do that to women. A gentleman.
Okay. I see. Yes, I understand.
Yeah, he takes them up to dinner
I fingered
first.
Santa. Fingered Santa. That's because that was just right there out in the open.
Oh,
but I actually didn't know who the killer was.
It's the beard, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know if there's anything more to say about the movie, really.
Yeah, I got 2 questions left. Favorite kill?
All of them was worthless. There was no funny kill, like, there was no excitement in the killings, because...
No, I can agree with you to some extent. There were one kill that made me laugh out loud. Tiger, do you have any favorite kill?
No.
Okay. The kill I'm thinking about is the guy, I think he's the boyfriend. He gets stabbed in the head, and he starts to shake like crazy. It looks like he's about to start to dance or something.
He's having a seizure.
Yeah, I understand why he starts to shake, but it just looks so funny. So
No, I mean, it looks like he is having a seizure. Not that he is having one. It just looks like it. Because, I mean, I don't think you get a seizure from getting stabbed in the head.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of movies where like someone gets a head trauma, like stabbed in the head or something, and they start to shake like crazy. I don't know. It probably has something to do with the central nerves system or whatever it's called.
Yeah, you damage a specific part of the brain, causing your whole body to spasm out.
Okay, and my last question is, which is your favorite character?
They were all bad. I had no favorites. I would love to see them die again 1,000,000 times over.
Same, like, everyone was a piece of fucking shit. It's walking garbage.
Okay. My favorite character was the dead orderly that lies in the stairs. I couldn't come up with anything better, so.
Honestly, I repress everything about this movie.
and it was your pick.
I know. I'm ashamed of myself. Like, I just sit in the bad people corner and just like cry into my fucking rum and coke.
Okay. Is there anything else to add or?
Don't watch this movie.
Yeah, I agree with Angel.
If you have this movie, put it into your nearest fire and just watch it melt.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot better.
Yeah, I can see why this movie never hit the theaters.
Yeah. Okay, I got a last question before we end this episode.
All these
Which of these four? Yes. Which of these four movies did you like the best?
I think I'd be really biased to say Santa's Sleigh.
I thought you were gonna say Deadly Little Christmas, but okay. Angel.
Black Christmas actually. I like the unsettling with the callings and stuff like that. It's just like it's a cozy horror movie to watch.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Silent Night, Deadly Night, hands down.
Man, I thought you would say Deadly Little Christmas. You seem to love it so much.
I don't want to get bored to death.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could tape up someone's eyes, tie them to a chair, and, like, have the movie on repeat, and someone would die within, like, the second watch of the movie. Pure torture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should wish our good people Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Happy holidays. Because we're political over here in America.
Yeah, we should include everyone. We don't look down on stuff like this.
Yes, we do. What are you talking about?
You were the one saying happy holidays. Do not make me out to be the bad guy, you little twat.
Be the bad guy. You're the fucking bad guy.
Yeah, I'm Santa. I'm actually Santa. I'm just hiding my beard.
You know, goddamn Santa.
So, good people, we have good news. We are gonna have a New Year's special too. How about those apples?
Like those apples.
Okay. We will see you guys on New Year's Eve then.
With New Year's Evil from 1980.
Happy New... No. Oh god. Oh fuck, I hate Christmas.
Merry Christmas and to all a good night.
Merry Christmas, good people.
Be wary if you end up on Santa's naughty list. He might actually kill you this time around.
Or you get fingered by Billy.
Yeah, look out for Billy.
Fuck Billy.
Oh, so you don't want to get fingered, you want to get fucked. Okay. Cool.
What?